Hey, welcome to Commentaries. I am your host, Mongo Slate. So, we're going to talk about Roman Reigns, and finally, Roman is being made to look, a little bit out of his element. They're outsmarting Roman. So, Smackdown starts with Roman Reigns basically being upset about the whole card subject to change thing. He says, card subject to change is how losers think. He said he doesn't miss days, doesn't miss work. He always makes his appearances. It took for his health to be at risk for him to walk away. And then he called Adam Pearce a puss, which was hilarious. He called him a puss. That was hilarious. And he says, you want to talk about your injuries? He says, my shoulders hurt. My knees hurt. My ankles hurt since college. My back hurts. And then he just starts talking about my back hurts. And he's saying it in a way like, oh, if we just gonna say our stuff hurts and we not gonna wrestle, then well, maybe my back will hurt until past the Royal Rumble. So then Adam Pearce comes out and he's like, that's enough. You're going too far. You're doing too much. You're out of control. And so, Roman's like, what's out of control is you trying to control me. You trying to get over. You going against me is out of control. He called him Kevin Owens bitch. Says that doesn't even offend him. His problem is that Adam Pearce, who has not wrestled in 6 years, is complaining about his body hurting. He says that you're looking at a thoroughbred. I never complain. You know what I'm saying? And he says, no wonder you never made it to WWE. So then, Heyman is laughing. He's cackling on the side. And so Adam Pearce was like, look, I may be able to take this intimidation and this mockery from Roman, but I'll never take it from you, Paul. And then Roman was looking like, you just disrespected Paul. You disrespect Paul. You disrespect me. You disrespect me. You disrespect my family. And so he was like, Paul, please handle this. So he gives Paul Heyman the microphone, and Paul Heyman starts talking about how long he known the Anoa'is, and he's known them since he was a kid, and you don't get to hang around the Anoa'is and not be a man, and he's gonna handle this himself, and he said he was gonna fight Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce accepted it. It's official. Paul Heyman will fight Adam Pearce on SmackDown, and Heyman thinks that he's gotten one over. He thinks he got one over on Adam Pearce. So all of a sudden, they go in the back and Heyman is like, look, we got this all figured out, baby. I read your mind on this one. I know what you wanted. You want to take out Adam Pearce yourself, so now I got him in this ring, got him in this match. You're going to take care of it. And Roman's like, look, I gave you the microphone so that you can do what you do best. And that is tear this man apart on the mic. I didn't tell you to challenge him to a fight. You got to handle this. You got to do this. You got to do this like a man. Like a man. You got to handle it. And Paul was just looking like, oh, okay. Guess I got to handle it. So we get the match. And Adam Pearce is obviously not in. He's just wearing like a basic pants and jacket, open jacket, showing off his body. He's in better shape than he was when he was wrestling. And here comes Paul, and Paul is in a suit, and he's obviously not dressed to wrestle at all. And he takes a step on the metal stairs and it falls down. And then he limps a little bit as he gets up. He steps, fall down again. And then card subject to change. Here comes Roman. Roman beats the hell out of Adam Pearce. And he throwing Adam Pearce over the barricade, throwing him up against the LED boards. He about to do to Adam Pearce. We did to Kevin Owens. And then out of nowhere, here comes Kevin Owens. In a hoodie, after Kevin Owens has said, cut the best babyface promo in WWE in a long time. As a matter of fact, let's stop right here and talk about that. Because I can't believe I skipped over it. And it's the best babyface promo in WWE in a long time. So Kevin Owens says that he couldn't be in the building, which oddly enough, he ended up in the building. But he says that he couldn't be in the building. Obviously, some Roman pulled some strings, so he couldn't be in there. So he says that, he got all these tattoos all over his body. And these tattoos, he got tattoos for his kids, he got tattoos for his wife. But he said the most important tattoos when it comes to this type of situation is on his knuckles. And he had his grandfathers, both of his grandfathers, maternal grandfather and paternal grandfather, had their initials on his knuckles. And he's talking about these men, fought illnesses. And since they fought these illnesses, it allowed me to have so much time with them. And, they're fighters. They taught me to fight. That's why I'll never give up. That's why I'll never leave. That's why you can't get rid of me. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop fighting. I can't go away. I will be the last man standing. And I said, oh my God. Do I actually like Kevin Owens now? Are they really going to force me to like Kevin Owens? Are they trying to force me to like Kevin Owens? Because I love that promo. That promo was fantastic. You could tell it was from the heart. You could tell he meant it. Because for starters, on his DVD, he's told that story. He's talked about how inspirational his grandfathers were to him. That's why he can't stay away. He's never going to stop fighting. This is the kind of stuff we need, right? We need that. We need that routinely, That's the kind of babyface you need. You can be fiery and tough, but this was emotional. He was tough, but he was emotional. He's saying that my toughness comes from somewhere. I'm pulling my toughness from somewhere. A lot like, I hate to bring it back to nerd shit, like weeb shit, right? But it's like the old Dragon Ball, the old Spirit Bomb, where Goku is this tough as nails super warrior. But then there's times where he just had to put his hand out and he's like, lend me your energy. There's something amazingly almost religious about that. Right? And if you think about it in terms of some of the things that I've read where you talk about ancient societies believing in your ancestors, giving you strength, giving you power, that stuff doesn't go away. Those societies still exist. A lot of them are African, some of them are Asian. Some of these societies that worship their ancestors, they feel like they give energy, to get power from their ancestors. It's one of the, it's kind of some, I don't know if is it, no, not really voodoo. I was thinking voodoo, but nah, voodoo is something different. This is something different. It's like an energy. And I can envision it, like I can envision being so inspired by your ancestors, those who have passed on, feeling that power within you and saying like, no, this isn't what my grandma would do. This isn't what my grandma would do, my grandpa would do. I can't walk away from this. That's tough. That's tough, man. I loved it. I loved that promo. The promo was great, and it didn't take any pretty visuals. It was simple. He explained some tattoos that was on his hands, and then he went and punched Roman Reigns with those hands. So he beat up Roman Reigns. Just beat him up. It makes sense. They're head to head. There's no Jey Uso there. Nobody explained why Jey Uso wasn't there, but Jey Uso wasn't there. And Roman ate a stunner, got beat up, got powerbombed through a table. He really, 2 weeks in a row, Kevin Owens and Adam Pearce got over on Roman. So now what do we do? This isn't the go home show. This is the week before the go home show. The go home show is next week. At this point, we have to ask the question. Now, I've been listening to some people talk, and I've been looking at these Twitter machines, and a lot of people believe that we kind of should just hold our tribal chief. We just hold on to him until post WrestleMania. That we shouldn't even drop the belt until SummerSlam. We shouldn't even consider dropping the belt. Well, if that's going to be the case, if Roman is not going to drop the belt, let's take that piece. Let's say Roman is not going to drop the belt to Kevin Owens. Let's say he's not going to drop the belt to the guy who wins the Royal Rumble. Let's say Roman's going to hold the belt to SummerSlam. At that point, dog, you're really going to have to shake. You're really talking about he might as well hold it until the draft. At that point, because he would have had to run through everybody at that point. Roman's feuds are like a month or two. This is the longest feud he's ever been part of so far. How could you juice? Let's say that they go with the front runner that Dan Bryan wins the Royal Rumble. Okay, so you got from January to March, January to April, you got Daniel Bryan. He beats Daniel Bryan. Okay, who after that? Big E. All right, he beats Big E. That gets you to what, June? You know, and then what? Maybe he do Ray. Sure, but you got to maintain. You got to maintain. When the problem is, SmackDown is using so many different people, and this is a very strange situation to be in because they're using a lot of these people quite well. You're talking about derailing some people in order to feed them to Roman now. Big E don't need to wrestle Roman right now. He's good doing his thing with Sami Zayn and Apollo Crews. He don't need to be tangling with Roman right now. Same thing could be said for, well, Ray is not really doing much, but he's doing something. A lot of these people are doing something. They don't need to be tangling with Roman. The only one who's like unfettered right now is Daniel Bryan. So let's say they go with Dan Bryan. I don't think Daniel Bryan would even take the title. I think he'd probably say this is his last run. He just wanted to wrestle Roman at WrestleMania, do the job clean, maybe get a rematch, lose that too, and then that's it. And then we kick the ball to the next one. But then we got to see, like, look, there's only 2 male titles. If you're just going to have one guy dominating it, it's going to get boring. And then you got to worry about, this is a $1 billion investment on this SmackDown tip. You can't let the ratings slip. You got to have somebody left in the chamber, And eventually you got the IC title on Big E. What do? You take title off of him? Okay, fair. You can always do that. It's not that big of a deal. But do you have Big E win the Rumble and lose to Roman? The bottom line is whoever wins the Rumble, probably better off wrestling McIntyre, if we're being honest. Probably better off wrestling McIntyre. Because I do see WWE wanting to run with this Roman thing as long as possible. They giving Roman a lot of time. They giving Roman a lot of time. So, I don't know. But the talk about Kevin Owens winning the title concerns me. It concerns me because I got a feeling that he might. I legit feel like he might. And it's been a while since I've thought something like that. Usually I'd be like, all right, we'll see. But now I'm feeling like he ain't got to pin him or make him submit. He might. If it was a ladder match or something like last man standing ladder matches, something when you ain't got to pin or submit the champion, man, it might happen. He's got a shot, which is good for the match. It's good for that match that he's got a shot, but what do you do if he loses? What do you do with Kevin Owens if he loses, though? How you going to leave him on the same brand as Roman? That's weird. How you going to write him out? And he didn't cut this wonderful babyface promo. He didn't got a lot of people behind him. You kind of would kill him if he loses. Like, the thing is, you can have Roman drop the belt and then have him win it right back. You could give him the catharsis, give Kevin Owens the belt 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe he dropped it back in February. You tease Owens and Bryan, or Owens and the Royal Rumble winner. Then you get Roman and Owens in something, and he lock it down again, and then Roman carries the belt back into Mania. And then maybe you keep doing that, because that's kind of how Hogan did it. Hogan would, lose and then win it right back. And then it looked like consecutive reigns, even though it was different reigns. But I don't know. I'm legit kind of sitting here thinking like Kevin Owens as the champion right now, with this attitude, with this, disposition, the way he's coming at it, probably would be not bad. It would cement him as a top guy for sure. And they kind of owe him one for the Goldberg thing. They kind of owe him one. So maybe a short run, 2-3 weeks, he win the title at the Rumble. 2-3 weeks, he drop it back, on TV. Maybe. They could always do that. Get to get a big number because you get to have a Universal title match on TV. Roman win the title back. That's a big TV number. That's good. Maybe. Let me know what you guys think. Comment section below. Like this video. Share this video. Subscribe to this channel. Spread the good word of 3Con Commentaries. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I'll talk to you guys later.